Well, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. It is always a pleasure to come back on this show. It's even more rewarding to bring on folks in the community who have labored in the community for many, many years. And I'm going to introduce you to the Chief of Staff for our State Rep of the 10th District in a minute. But we want to use this show tonight for several reasons. One, we want to use it to kind of allow those who may be viewing us today to understand that we can bridge the relationships with our young people. We call it intergenerational gap building, if you will, or building the intergenerational gap. And we're talking about how we can also, we talked about bridging the gap between law enforcement and our young people.
Yes.
That's another one of our areas. And so we want to talk tonight about this sector group, which would be government officials. So we got one of our dear friends, and he's not new to CAN TV. He's been around for so long.
Yeah.
And so he came on down so that we can continue to, as we would, continue to chop it up about what's going on in the neighborhood, how we can continue to empower our young people. Of course, as I alluded to before, he's our guest this evening, and his name, of course, is William Riley, and he's the Chief of Staff for Omar Williams, who's the state rep for the 10th District. But let's move on down the road. But this show, we want to take this opportunity to talk about public awareness and leadership development, and how can we continue to provide resources to empower our community, and particularly our young people. As you know, this show is entitled Fathers Who Care. And so what we try to do is we try to bring in men who are fathers, who are committed. And don't get me wrong, we also bring in our sisters, because they are, if it wasn't but for good women, would be good men.
Right.
And so our sisters have played a major role as well in making sure that we rear healthy children, that we men like ourselves get what we need with that good thing on our side, but also to make sure that we have that support system. Let the words say, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing.
Okay, all right.
All right. So anyway, this show is basically, we're going to dispel some of those negative myths about African-American men, particularly in the lives of their children, because I know myself and I know my brother here, William, who's fortunate now, I would say, that he's still in the field. He just don't have to be out there in the other arena that you used to be. You're working harder now.
I'm working 10 times, 20 times harder now.
So
it's different.
It's different because at first, you were doing a lot of the work in the community, organizing good things like that. But now, of course, you're organizing the whole district.
Yes.
You chair, of course, you the Chief of Staff again for State Rep Omar Williams of the 10th District. But you also are doing a lot of work that you have a passion for, in that you're continuing to empower young people. So we're going to talk about some of those things in a minute. But for those who are watching, we believe at Fathers Who Care that any man that's physically capable can make a baby. But it takes a real man to be a father. And so we know that there's a lot of things going on in the world. We understand that there's a plight of mental health issues going on, substance abuse issues going on, brutality, corruption, accountability, or lack of. A lot of things are going on, but one thing that doesn't change is that we are needed in the vineyard. Real men are needed in the community to do the work that we need to do to help our young people, to provide guidance, leadership, and direction to our young people, but also to be that vanguard, to be that steward, if you will, on those blocks. I mean, I don't care how far we go and how far what we do, we still got to come back to the block. Right.
We do.
So tell us, William, as we embark upon this conversation this evening, first I want to say thank you, as always, for all that you do. Most folks who know you know that you're not new to the work.
No, I'm not.
You may be in this position as Chief of Staff. That may be something that's new in your growth, but you've always done that on different levels too. You just never had the title. But
and it's different. The title is different.
The title
once
means,
you get the title, it's a different
means just what it say, right?
Yes.
So I guess you have to do what you got to do when you got to do it, and no questions about it.
Yes.
Okay. So talk to us. Tell us then, as we embark upon this show, we know that you a man of faith, of purpose, of mission. You're a man of engagement, empowerment. We know that you pride yourself on being a servant for social change. We know those things really mirrors who you are. But tell our audience who may not know you like I know you. Who is really William Riley? What motivates you, my friend?
You know what? William Riley is just a really mild-mannered guy that, who wants to see everybody succeed and do well in the world. I mean, really, that's who I am, and I'm always been a servant. I believe in servitude. I think there's nothing more powerful and more important than to be a servant to your fellow man in one capacity or the other. If it's just neighbor to neighbor, or if I am performing constituent services, it goes really deeper than that. So I think that's the type of person, that's the type of people in public service that people want and that they need. So I try to answer that call.
Right, and you have done that, and I mean, I'm having some fun with you, but I'm really serious about what I'm saying, because I do know you, and I do know how long you've been around. Because I mean, we have labored.
I came up under your tutelage.
We came up under each other's tutelage and up other folks. I mean, we all have been laboring out here to do the work that we need to do, and it takes us all from different walks of life, because all of us are representing whatever sector it may be. We may be representing that, but collectively we are community stakeholders.
Yes, we are.
And we all have a role in how to bring about real social change, systemic change in our community. It takes us all.
Yes.
And as we're talking today, we also want to give you a heads up that there's going to be a first of summer screenings that we do every year now in collaboration with Loretta Hospital. This year we're going to be doing it in collaboration with the Omega Phi Psi fraternity.
Okay.
We're going to be doing
Qs.
The Qs. That's what they call them. That's what they call them. And you know it. You know it. They take it real serious. And then, of course, Senator Lightford, Majority Leader. We're going to be doing it with Black Men United. We're going to be airing live on VON tomorrow. Loretta Hospital, the Foundation, Gift of Hope, Habilitative Systems, Chicago Center, the University of Illinois. So many folks. We're all coming together over at Loretta Hospital. Loretta Hospital has taken on a new leadership. You know that, right?
I knew they had, but I didn't get the name.
Taysa now is the new CEO.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, she was Mr. Williams. What's his name? George.
George
Anderson. George used to have it at first.
Yes.
So George is not there anymore. So Taysa is the new CEO.
Excellent.
And so we're still working, because that's a community hospital, and we definitely need that community hospital.
We do. I guess Loretta, you can say Loretta is an institution.
It is.
Over on the west side.
It's a staple.
Definitely, exactly.
It's a staple. And we definitely want to make sure that folks who may have whatever opinions that they may have about the hospital understand that the hospital is still there. It's still vibrant. We got some things going on over there. I hear about a lot of stuff going on over there. However, the hospital is needed.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's in the community, and it should be of the community, and it should be available to the community.
Yes.
We know it's not a trauma center like you would probably catch a Mount Sinai or
Cook County. And now even on the south side, University of Chicago.
Absolutely. So that's what they really need on that in that facility, if you ask me.
Okay.
They need to bring in those resources where they can expand into some kind of trauma facility. Because if not, I mean, you go to West Sub is not a trauma center either.
No.
So either they get the folks who have been going through the trauma over to Loyola, or they get them over to Mount Sinai, or to Stroger's.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we definitely need that hospital. So come on out and join us tomorrow. We're going to be doing the summer screening series, health screening series from 11 to 3. Come on out and get your free health screenings and have some fun. It's going to be a lot of things going on, but William, you was really telling me about your passion for why you do what you do, and I don't want to shorten that. I want you to keep on with that.
I was just always taught that if you are good to other people will be good to you. Now that's not always guaranteed.
Man, please tell some other folks that
I've always believed if you're good to other people will be good to you, and I've always believed. in being a good servant and helping people. I think those are the type of people that are needed in public service. And I think that's what we got mostly when it comes to being public servants here in the Chicagoland area. So yeah, that's just my passion. I want everybody to succeed regardless of race, ethnicity.
Right.
And I think we can all just, I think we can work together. I feel we can all work together and
we have to. We here
and do that. We have to.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to make a difference, we got to work together. I believe in that. You know, one of my themes is teamwork make the dream work.
Teamwork make the dream work. I stole that.
And you didn't steal it. It's okay.
Okay.
You can use
all right.
it. Because
all right.
teamwork makes the dream work is a cliche.
But you are the originator. That's,
and folks, we're going to stay with that focus because we know it's real. All right.
Okay.
We got another one, you know, if it is to be, it must begin with me.
With me.
And
yes,
so I tell them young people all the time as they're doing what they're doing with our group, in which we're recruiting additional young people right now for our youth leadership program.
Okay.
In that we're bringing them development, you know, the same stuff we've been doing with them, teaching them job skills, soft job skills, critical thinking skills, goal setting, resume writing, all of that good stuff to try to continue to empower these young folks. But it's really strictly about peer-to-peer leadership, youth development, and you know, and all of that is to empower them to have, to be able to make conscious decisions.
To be successful.
Absolutely.
Soft skills lead to success.
Yeah.
So
that's what we want to do. So here we're talking again. We're talking to, of course, our guest this evening, which is none other than Mr. William Riley, who's the Chief of Staff. Now, I know who you are.
Yes.
Folks don't know you, but you have earned the spot as Chief of Staff for, of course, our state rep, and you've put in the work. So I personally believe, in all fairness, that the state rep really has a good Chief of Staff.
Well, I thank you for your support.
Yeah, I really believe
like
that.
I said, you were part of my education as I jumped out into the public service world. You know, I remember when I first met you, and you was just so cool. I'm like, this dude's so cool.
Yeah,
and
but they work a brother like a Hebrew slave.
Yeah, but you work me, and I understand how things work, especially when it comes to reaching out in the community and when it comes to doing policy work. And so you are the master at that. Well, and I let everybody know, call Reverend Jones.
Yeah.
I do that.
Well, brother, you listen, I love the work. I really love what I do. I mean, I take a lot of knocks because everybody in the community ain't about empowering the community.
Right.
You know, everybody that you help ain't really about being lifted.
Right.
You know, folks looking for opportunities too. And I don't have a problem with that as long as we reach back and grab somebody else.
Yep.
You know,
that's the key.
You know, I'm okay with that.
Key.
So, you know, I've seen a lot of the young people in our program who've gone off to college, who's graduated from college. They come back and then they're providing support to other young people. That's what it's about. Yeah. So I know folks move out the community and some don't, but I'm one that stayed. And I got to stay. But I'm going to come back and talk to you about why do we as community stakeholders need to continue to lay good foundation in order to empower our future leaders. Why do we need to do that?
I mean, in order to maintain a good community, a positive community, a progressive community, you have to empower young people. But you also have to, let's go a little step further, you have to empower the parents as well. I think many of our young people, they are victims a little bit. They are of what their parents have befallen to. Yeah. You know, a child's going to only do as much or be as much a lot of times depending on the parents. So I think we have to give the parents more support so that they can empower their kids as well, and then the children will want to pick up where they left off and continue. That's what keeps the community going. Children are the lifeblood of the community because they become the adults of the community later. So
well, and you know, I think you opened up the door for this, so I have to jump in there. You talked about empowering our parents.
Yeah,
I think that's important. I think, I mean, we can do what we can to continue to empower these young folks and set the tone to make sure they're in a nurturing environment. But the reality is that they have to come, or the parents have to be also empowered.
I agree.
There have to be resources, parental involvement classes. There have to be whatever programs you think you need to provide for those young people. you need to also provide some of those for the parents.
Yeah, I do think there is a disconnect, a generational disconnect because of that.
Yeah.
I believe
I agree.
You know, if we talk history and what happened to the black community in particular in the 80s with the drugs, and then of course the crime that led to that, and many of these young people came up affected by that because their parents were affected by that. And
people hurt people.
Hurt people. So I think that's one of the first things to healing a community. Yeah. You know, you do have to go to the parents, because you got to remember the kids go home.
Right.
You and I can work with young people all day. We can do it for 6 hours, 8 hours.
We do.
We have to be, and we do, and we have to be able to put something in their head in which they will go home, take that home with them, and not let anything deter them the next day from getting up and saying, "I'm gonna come see Reverend Jones. I'm gonna go talk to William."
Yeah.
You know, but they have challenges in their house, so you know, we live in a world of free will, as the Bible says God gives us, right? And it's hard. You know, when free will and being an adult past 18, where you can make your own decisions, it might not be the most positive decision, and someone's trying to convince you, perhaps, or persuade you to perhaps do one thing over the other. So, yeah, I really think we have to get into these homes, and it will make a difference.
Well, you know, that's another area that we focus on.
Yeah.
You know, we have always felt it's important that as we empower these young folks, that we provide a community forum, if you will, to bring parents together, to bring in a support system. That's why we did the parent cafes. That's why we did the community healing groups, the peace circles and things of that nature, so that parents can come in wherever they are, on whatever level that they are, in a no judgment zone. And be empowered, and then hopefully take back some of those resources that they may not openly want to discuss at the time in full, but they're taking advantage of some of the resources and taking them home. And then at home sharing it. So let's move on down the road. I want to ask you, because we're talking specifically about a few things here. We're talking about to empower our young people, to empower the parents. Of course, all of our sector partners need to be empowered. All of them, law enforcement, healthcare facilities, substance abuse, you name them, schools, you name them, they all need to be empowered. And we all need to be working together. So I want to talk to you about the 10th District. First of all, what is the 10th District?
Taxable income credit is basically tax money that is put aside for people to finance, start a business, start an organization, you know, that they will then do good in the community, or to upkeep whatever type of business they have. Like, you know, you got a grocery store. If you want to enhance it, make it more appealing, you can apply for the TIF. You know, and it will then be able to probably assist you in attracting more customers. Like, I'll tell you, the office landlord right now, he was talking to me about the TIF, and he finally did get a TIF credit, and he's doing things to rearrange his office around and make it more appealing. So
he's using the resources to put back into the community.
Yes.
Which the taxes, which the TIF money is really taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
Just being re-put.
So it's just it's recirculated. It's just recirculated taxpayers' money. That's the theory to it. Okay.
So now you are the 10th District. What are the boundaries of the 10th District?
Okay, so the boundaries of the 10th District starts at Cicero.
Okay, Cicero on the
west side.
Okay.
I guess a little bit before the beginning of East Garfield, but Austin, the Austin area, Cicero goes all the way to Halstead, east.
So Cicero on the west, Halstead on the east.
Yes. Van Buren,
which is on the other side of the 290.
Yes, but Van Buren you're on the east side, Van Buren and Halstead, all the way up to Fullerton.
Okay.
As you go down Fullerton, Ashland, it starts to kind of gerrymanders itself, or to slant itself off, and it goes to Grand Avenue, Chicago Avenue.
And
So,
I remember
yeah.
doing some events where we
Yeah.
was on the north side.
we was on the north side.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, over
That's
there
right.
like Cabrini Green.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's one of the it's really one of the most popular districts because as Mr. White say, former Secretary of State Jesse White has he said we go from the Soul Coast to the Gold Coast.
Absolutely.
Because we
Absolutely.
go from
Absolutely.
of course East Garfield Park
Yeah, yeah.
all the way up to Lincoln Park. We have over 100,000 registered voters.
And
in
you
the
did
district.
say that correctly, the Gold Coast.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we encompass Malcolm X College, Whitney Young, Westinghouse, my old school, Westinghouse Warriors. Go Westinghouse
Me
Warriors.
too.
Okay, there you go. I know.
yeah,
and
yeah,
DePaul
yeah,
University.
yeah.
I was just up at DePaul University
Yeah.
earlier, actually.
Do you remember Lolino?
Coach Lolino. Yeah.
Do you remember Mac?
I remember Matt, football coach. Yeah, it was here.
Okay.
Yeah, you dating me now.
Yeah, I remember. And I ain't gonna give you. I ain't gonna mess with you no more. Let's go back.
dating me now.
So tell me, well, dating us, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, those was good old days, man.
Yes, it
Westinghouse
was.
was some good old days. It's a new facility now, and thank God we still have Westinghouse. But let's come back and talk about what's the state budget.
State budget is $50 billion.
$50 billion.
Yes.
So, is it an increase from previous years?
It is an increase from previous years because of COVID and the damage that it brought on lots of people, especially when it came to property tax and people being evicted and just overall social services, health.
So the America Rescue Fund helped increase the budget. Is that
It
possible?
played a part in that. All of that.
And so that budget, from what I gathered from some of the other legislators, a lot of those dollars are well needed, and they're going into the community to do a lot of infrastructure building. They're going in there for child care.
Yep.
They're going into for the Medicare. They're doing a lot in different areas. What I would love to see, if they can bring back those scholarships, college scholarships, for state colleges.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know, the Illinois Black Caucus, they do have scholarships as well. And I think they are working on some things with other organizations that also give out college scholarships.
Yeah, I remember when they used to do it.
There's actually an organization called Hope Academy, and they are giving out, they've been working with the state legislature to try and probably initiate a program to help give most college or high school seniors an opportunity to attend college in state and out of state. So really good job that they're doing.
So you represent the 10th district. So tell us a little bit more about our state rep.
What can I say about Jahario Omar Williams?
Jahario Omar Williams.
Jahario Omar Williams.
Yeah, if you don't say it properly, you
State
forget
Representative Jahario Omar Williams. I call him Rep. I call him Sir when we're talking. You know, when we just outside just hanging out, it's Omar. But very nice gentleman, very positive gentleman. He really loves the community. He loves working with young people. And he's always working hard for the 10th District. He's born and raised in Chicago, in Garfield, and he's really dedicated.
Okay, so now you heard it here first. So if someone was interested in learning more about what's going on in the 10th District and/or want to volunteer or want to be involved in some of the activities in which we encourage you to volunteer, which we also encourage you, don't sit on the bench, play in the game. All right?
Okay, well, the office is located at 2532 West Warren. You can come there and knock on the door. The telephone number for some reason eludes me now, but we are at 2532 West Warren. Or you can email us.
Or go to the website.
Go to the website. You can go to the website. You can go to the Facebook page of Friends of Jahario Williams. You can also email us at repwilliams.com.
Or if you need additional information, you can call us, Fathers Who Care, and we'll definitely get in touch with William and the rep's office and keep you in the loop on what's going on. But we want you to be involved. Isn't there a big event coming up?
So, yes, August 26th is 10th District Community Day. We are doing this in conjunction with Alderman Vice Mayor Walter Burnett of the 27th Ward. And this is a big day. We have bike giveaways. We give away free food.
It's a big event.
It's a great event.
At Union Park.
And yes, and he also has a jump rope contest. So bring your jump ropes.
Yeah.
It's called Jumping with
Many
Jahario. This is
vendors.
the second, This is the second year for the Jumping with Jahario jump rope contest. He likes to give away money for people who can jump rope for a long time.
Now you heard it. So we wanted to just tell you here, thank you to all who tuned in tonight, and thank you for those who empowered our young people last week. We had our young leaders on, but we want to encourage our young leaders to be their best. So we did have one, Janice.
Okay, Janicia Williams.
Yeah, we
All
had her
right.
on last
Excellent.
week. You know, she's been part of our group, and now
Yes.
she's a young lady up and moving.
She's an adult.
She's an adult, but she's still part of our team.
Okay.
She's still part of our circle of young leaders. But we want to thank you all for tuning in. We bless you all for all that you do. Continue to tune in and continue to get in touch with us and make your presence felt. We thank you so very much, good brother, for doing the show. We want to thank all of you for watching it. Thank you all for your patience, for your love. Continue to keep us lifted in prayer. God bless you and God keep you, and good night.